what better place to talk about chemtrails than the Justice Palace? After all, everything about chemtrails is illegal. What do we know about them? First of all, we know that they serve three grand objectives. One is climate change mitigation. Two, completing the depopulation genocide, or the demographic transition, as it is known in euphemistic terms, to the system. And the third one is missile defense, or international peace, if you want. In terms of climate change, how do they serve climate change? Well, they spray these chemicals, these sulfates, aerosolized aluminum and other metals up in the atmosphere to, first of all, increase the albedo effect of the atmosphere. So they're creating artificial clouds, and that reflects the sunlight back into space, prevents it from coming down on Earth and being trapped in the atmosphere, and therefore increasing the temperature of the atmosphere, which is what they're trying to prevent. So that is the climate change mitigation aspect. They also do it by spraying Welsbach materials that have, in a sense, the effect of creating an opening in the atmosphere, if you want, so the heat trapped can escape. It's like unzipping the sky, and the heat trapped escapes above the atmosphere. In terms of depopulation, the chemtrails serve the depopulation objective by increasing the presence of heavy metals in the atmosphere, and these heavy metals have the effect of weakening the immune system. Barium, for instance, is specifically sprayed for this purpose. And our governments and the international system need to do this, especially in the developed world, where the demographic transition has reached the last stage, and now they have these inverted population pyramids with too many old people and too few young people or working people to support the old. This old age dependency burden is now at 25% or so, and it will increase unless addressed to 50 or 60% by the middle of the century, which is obviously unsustainable. No government can pay these kind of dependency burdens. And they want, in effect, to speed up the demise or the death of the baby boom generation, which is the largest generation. They have started retiring, and our governments do not want them to live to a ripe old age of 90, for instance, which would be the natural age for most of us if we were left alone and we were not being poisoned right, left, and center. So that is the depopulation objective. And the last one, missile defense and international peace, this is the one that upsets the Russians so much, because by spraying these aerosolized materials up into the upper atmosphere and exciting them with electromagnetic waves, perhaps, or radio waves, they will have the ability to intercept incoming missiles. The interballistic missiles, they go up above the atmosphere, then they re-enter, and upon re-entry they will pass through these layers of aerosolized materials that they're spraying, and it could very well be that they have the ability to stop them, to intercept these missiles on their re-entry into the atmosphere. So they would serve as a missile defense shield. And that is why we see that the Russians object to this, and why there's so much propaganda, if you want, against chemtrails on the alternative media and the social media that is probably sponsored by Russians and others who are not pleased about this program that NATO has. So these are the three grand objectives, and all of these objectives are being kept secret from us for the obvious reason that if we knew about it, none of us would approve, so they wouldn't be able to go through democratic processes in order to carry out these plans that they have. That is what we know. What we also know about chemtrails is that they're being kept secret. They're being denied. So anything that is being denied obviously raises red flags, and obviously the government denies these chemtrails because If we knew what they're spraying, we wouldn't agree with it. And because what they're spraying obviously does no good whatsoever to our health. In one way or another. One second, we have some kind of emergency here. So in one way or another, these chemtrails, the materials they're spraying, are damaging our health. And that is why governments deny chemtrails. If they were spraying them for a good reason, they would be more than willing to take credit for the chemtrails. Our politicians would be slapping each other's shoulders, would be cutting ribbons, and would have all kinds of ceremonies to take credit for spraying us with rose water, let's say. If they sprayed us with rose water, it would be all over the news. Look what your government is doing for you. They're spraying you with rose water. Isn't that wonderful? And the population will be all gung-ho about it. They'll be so pleased that our governments are so interested in our welfare that they're spraying us with rose water, and they would ask for more rose water. But they're not spraying us with rose water, which is why they're keeping this secret. They're spraying us with nasty materials, sulfides, sulfates, aerosolized aluminum, aerosolized metals, well-spot materials which are radioactive, coal ash, which is an industrial waste, other nuclear waste material. This is the kind of stuff they're spraying us with, and this is why they keep this program secret and they deny.